Bitcoin is dominating every news cycle right now, and I'm not talking about crypto bro hype. I'm talking about 21 going public, stock symbol XXI, and Strike making it stupidly easy for businesses to accept Bitcoin payments. Meanwhile, most business owners are sitting on the sidelines completely missing the coherence pattern emerging right in front of us. I'm Mark Z with Code and Suite, and after nearly 30 years in enterprise technology and over a decade specializing in NetSuite, I can tell you something with absolute certainty. The businesses that figure out how to accept Bitcoin payments today are going to have a massive competitive advantage tomorrow. And if you're already running NetSuite, you're sitting on infrastructure that can integrate with Bitcoin payment systems right now. Let's talk about what just happened with 21's IPO, because this isn't just another company going public. This is a coherent signal about where institutional money is flowing. When a Bitcoin-focused company successfully navigates the IPO process and enters public markets, that's not speculation anymore. That's legitimacy arriving at scale. The pattern here is unmistakable. Bitcoin is transitioning from fringe technology to infrastructure-level financial plumbing, and Strike solved the real problem by making Bitcoin transactions stupidly easy. No complicated wallets, no confusing seed phrases. They created what we call in enterprise a low-friction on-ramp, and that changes everything. When friction drops, adoption explodes. This is a universal pattern across all technological transitions. Here's what makes this interesting for you. Strike and platforms like it are building business-grade APIs that can plug directly into your existing financial systems. That means your NetSuite instance right now, today, can be configured to accept Bitcoin payments and have those transactions flow through your normal accounting workflows. Let me zoom out and talk about pattern recognition, because this is where my 3 decades in enterprise tech become relevant. Every major technological shift follows a similar arc. First, the innovators jump in, then skepticism and volatility, then suddenly, seemingly overnight, the technology becomes infrastructure, and everyone wonders how they ever lived without it. We saw this with email, websites, mobile payments, and cloud computing. We're watching it happen right now with Bitcoin payment systems. What makes Bitcoin particularly interesting is that it's not just a technological shift, it's a monetary protocol shift. The internet didn't replace books, it replaced the distribution mechanism for information. Bitcoin isn't replacing dollars, it's replacing the settlement mechanism for value transfer. Right now, you're probably paying 2 to 3% in credit card processing fees. You're dealing with chargebacks, you're navigating international payment restrictions. Bitcoin payment rails solve all of these problems simultaneously, and the fees are typically lower. That's not ideology, that's just math. Most NetSuite consultants aren't talking about Bitcoin integration because they're still in the wait-and-see mindset. That's a coherence blind spot, and it creates a massive opportunity for businesses who recognize what's actually happening. If you're already running NetSuite, you have enterprise-grade financial infrastructure. Adding Bitcoin payment acceptance on top of that foundation is actually pretty straightforward if you know how to build the integration. Here's what it looks like in practice. A customer makes a Bitcoin payment through Strike or a similar processor. That transaction hits a RESTLET endpoint on Google Cloud. The endpoint validates the payment, converts to your local currency if needed, and creates the appropriate transaction records in NetSuite. Your accounting team sees it just like any other payment. Everything flows through your normal workflows. This is vibe coding meeting enterprise infrastructure. This is democratized expertise creating competitive advantages that used to only be available to Fortune 500 companies. Using modern AI-assisted development, what used to take months and cost tens of thousands of dollars can now be built in days or weeks at a fraction of the cost. The technical implementation isn't the hard part anymore. The hard part is recognizing that now is the time to build this capability before your competitors do. This is why I'm making this video. I'm actively looking for businesses who want to be early adopters of Bitcoin payment integration with NetSuite. If you reach out to me today, we can work together to build a Bitcoin payment integration for your NetSuite instance. I'm talking about production-ready code, proper testing, full documentation, and the kind of implementation that would normally cost you $15,000 to $20,000 with traditional consultants. My approach is different because I'm not gatekeeping expertise behind expensive hourly rates. I'm giving away the core functionality and helping you customize it for your specific business needs. This is part of my larger mission to democratize enterprise technology. AI-assisted development breaks the traditional consulting model completely, and I can help you build custom solutions faster and cheaper than traditional methods. The world is changing fast. Bitcoin is transitioning from speculative asset to infrastructure. Companies like 21 are going public. Platforms like Strike are making adoption trivial, and there's a window of opportunity for businesses who recognize these patterns early. If you're running NetSuite and you're even remotely curious about accepting Bitcoin payments, hit me up. Let's build something that gives you a competitive advantage while everyone else is still debating whether cryptocurrency is real. The coherence pattern is clear. The infrastructure is being built. The question is whether you're going to be early or late. I'm Mark Z with Code and Suite. Subscribe to this channel for more NetSuite tutorials and AI business automation insights. Drop a comment below if you're interested in Bitcoin integration. The future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed yet. Let's make sure you're on the early side of that distribution.